What's up, y'all? Welcome back. In today's video I'm going to be painting the roll cage in the 240. I'm really excited because I found this product. The brand is Mastercoat and I'm using their permanent rust sealer along with their AG11 top coat. It's a two-part top coat. The reason I'm so excited to use this product is firstly because it has some of the best corrosion resistance that I've seen. There's a couple people on YouTube you can find that compares this Mastercoat product to all the other rust preventing paints like Rust-Oleum or Pour 15, and this stuff really came out on top. The second reason I went with this brand is that you can actually spray or brush this product on, and I think brushing is going to be really easy because I don't have to mask anything. So hopefully the finish comes out nice and even, and as long as it looks pretty good I'll be happy with it because it is just for a roll cage. The application should be super easy. All you really need is to sand down everything with the 220 grit sandpaper, wipe everything off with some mineral spirits, and then like I said, this is a brush finish or spray finish. I'm going to be brushing it, so I just got some of these cheap brushes from Home Depot, and that's basically it. So for like 20 bucks you have all the materials you need to apply the finish. Mastercoat recommends doing 2 coats of the primer followed up by at least 1 coat. I'll probably do 2 coats of the top coat. All of the primer is this grayish silver color, and then they have a variety of different colors for the top coat. For example, I got this black satin. They have a few other basic colors, but they also have a clear, so you could prime it, then paint it whatever color you want with whatever kind of paint you want, and then you would just use a clear top coat. Just as a heads up, Mastercoat did not sponsor me or hook me up or anything, so I'm going to give you my 100% honest feedback of what I think of the process and the finished product when I'm all done. As I mentioned, all you technically need is some 220 grit sandpaper, and you can hand sand the entire thing yourself, but I happen to have a really nice RO sander that I use for woodworking, so I'm going to obviously use that since I have it. Safety first. Well, pretty much all done sanding. You can see I'm not really concerned about leaving some paint on there. I just wanted to get all the rust off and make sure that I had a nice smooth surface to apply the primer and then the paint. Now that I'm done sanding, I'm going to wipe everything down with mineral spirits and make sure I have a nice clean surface to put the primer on. Alrighty then, it's time to prime. The company recommends wearing a gas mask because it is stinky stuff, so gas mask. Wow, okay, that took forever, but I think it came out pretty good. This is the first coat. I'm going to put on 2 coats of the primer and then 1 of the finish, just like the manufacturer recommends. As far as the application went with the brush, it was kind of hard to get a nice even finish. The primer is pretty thick, so when I'm spreading it on there, I felt like I really needed to do a very thin coat in order to prevent like all the ripples and like a weird texture on the surface. So definitely took a while because I had to do, you know, thin coats over everything. But at the end of the day, from a few feet away, you can tell it actually looks pretty dang good. So we'll see after the second coat and after the top coat how it looks. It's been almost 24 hours since I put down the first coat of the primer. Mastercoat says to do the second coat within 48 hours, but you have to wait until it is no longer tacky. It seems completely dry to the touch now, so I'm going to go ahead and put down the second coat of primer. Alright, second coat of primer is on. I didn't film anything this go around because I was just getting paint everywhere. I'm covered in paint and I just didn't want to get it on the camera. Plus it's just basically the same thing as the first coat. Overall, it looks fine. You can tell it's going on with the brush, like you can see the brush strokes and stuff. But I am planning to put some carpeting back in this car, some interior, so I'm not real concerned with how it looks. I just don't want it to rust, so as long as it doesn't rust, I'll be happy. But if you want a nice finish with this product, I'd say just go ahead and spray it like any other paint. But if you don't really care about how it looks, then the brush will get you there. I do have 2 tips to give y'all. First of all, if you lay down some paint, especially with the brush, just leave it alone until it's dry. If you try to go back over it while it's still tacky, you'll get air bubbles in it and streaks, and it looks way worse. If you gotta touch something up later, wait for it to dry. Honestly, it felt dry to the touch to me after like an hour or even less, so just have a little patience before you go back over it. Second of all, I left my brushes with the paint on them yesterday, so they got dry and stiff, so I used one of these cheap little chip brushes. I would not recommend it. I tried super gluing all the bristles in there and they were still falling out all over my paint. I even used the tape trick and everything. Yeah, just use like a decent brush. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but these little chip brushes are not it. After 2 coats of primer on the entire interior and roll cage, I still have half a can left. I used almost exactly half a can. I decided I am just going to use up the rest of the primer to do the whole rest of the interior. So I went ahead and just wire brushed everything where any paint was flaking up, sanded it down a little bit, and cleaned it off real good with more mineral spirits. And yeah, I'm going to paint it now. Look at that. Not gonna lie, it looks pretty sick now that it's all painted. I'm pretty impressed with how it looks right now, especially in the rest of the body, because it already had a textured finish on it, so you can't really see the brush strokes. It actually looks really great. I would really be tempted to leave it just this kind of silverish gray color, but I'm going with a different color scheme. But if you like this color, I mean, it does look really good. I decided I might as well paint the inside of the doors too while I'm at it. How do you like them apples? It almost looks like the whole thing is just bare metal, like bare aluminum or something. Looks really good. from a few feet away. Like I said, you can see the brush strokes up close, but I mean, looks nice. He agrees. So now it's time for the black top coat. It's basically the exact same process, except this is a two-part paint. So you just mix the two parts together and then apply it like normal. I will say I already did one coat on here and it dries up kind of quickly, so I'm gonna just do small batches and do it over the course of a few days rather than rushing and trying to do it all at once, because I need to do multiple coats anyways. Okay, I'm pretty much done with the first coat, almost, on the whole car. Right now it looks decent. You can see I missed a lot of little spots, and it kind of looks like somebody just madly attacked it with the Sharpie marker. But hopefully after the second and third coats it looks a little better. I just mixed up about half of this little jar's worth of paint and probably covered like half the car, so mix up a little bit more next time. Since I'm going to be putting carpeting and interior all over this paint, the only stuff I really care about looking nice is what is on the roll cage. So I did knock down any high spots with 220 grit, and now I'm going to put on another coat. Just finished laying on one more coat. It's actually starting to look pretty dang good now. You can still see the brush strokes, but honestly, looks decent. At this point in the process, I'm kind of wishing I had just messed everything off and sprayed it rather than brushing it, but oh well. That's all I got for today's video. Overall, I would recommend this product, but just spray it if you can with an HVLP setup. If not, you can brush it, but I wouldn't want to brush it anywhere where it's going to be visible, like even for a roll cage or something like that. It's not going to have the best finish if you brush it. That's just point blank of the matter. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and let me know if you got any questions in the comments below.